Hello Army, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and I want you to know that the timing of your arrival could not be more perfect, because what we are talking about today is something that is happening right now, this week, in one of the most emotionally charged moments in the entire history of this fandom. This is a story about a city. About what happens when hundreds of thousands of people who love the same person decide to turn an entire city into a love letter. And it is a story about ParkJimin coming home, not just to Busan, not just to the stage, but to the fullest, most complete version of what his life has become over 13 years. So take a breath. Get comfortable. Because this one is going to take you somewhere, and I promise you it is worth every single second. Let's begin with the date. June 13th, 2026. That date is not arbitrary. That date is the 13th anniversary of BTS's official debut, the day, 13 years ago, when 7 young men from Korea stood on a stage together for the first time and began a journey that none of them, and none of US, could have fully anticipated. On June 13, 2026, BTS will return to Busan JiminMain Stadium, the iconic 53,000-seat venue, for what is being described as a massive homecoming show, coinciding with the 13th anniversary of the group's debut. And Busan is not just any city for BTS. It is not just a tour stop. It is the city that Jimin, Jungkook, and J-Hope call home. It is the city where Jimin grew up, where he trained, where he formed the foundational understanding of what he wanted to become as an artist. When BTS performs in Busan, they are not just performing in South Korea. They are performing at home. And the city knows it. And the fans know it. And they have decided to make that homecoming into something that the entire world is now talking about. Because while BTS has been on the road, completing the North American leg of the Arirang World Tour, playing sold-out shows in Tampa, El Paso, Stanford, Mexico City, and Las Vegas, preparing for the European leg that follows Busan, the fans back home, and specifically Jimin's Korean fanbase called All for Jimin, have been working on something. Something that took months to plan, thousands of dollars to fund, coordination across multiple companies and platforms in physical locations, and an agreement with the Busan Transportation Corporation that was reportedly the first time commercial advertising of this specific scale had been approved in that particular space. And when it was unveiled, Korean media did not just notice. They reported on it. Extensively. Star News, one of Korea's most respected entertainment news outlets, published a dedicated article with the headline "Make Busan Jimin Land," and the phrase stuck, because it is exactly right. That is what happened. For the entire month of June 2026, leading up to and through the BTS concerts at Busan JiminMain Stadium on June 12th and 13th, the city of Busan has been transformed into something that can only be described as a living, breathing monument to ParkJimin. Here is what All for Jimin actually did. They secured a 200-meter-long full-wall wrap advertisement on both sides of the Busan Sports Complex station, the subway station that is the nearest public transit stop to the concert venue. 200 meters. If you are trying to visualize that, a standard Olympic swimming pool is 50 meters long. We are talking about 4 Olympic swimming pools laid end-to-end, both sides of a subway station, covered entirely in Jimin. In addition to the wall wrap, they installed 10 wide illuminated electronic billboards throughout the station. Not standard advertising displays. Wide, illuminated, electronic billboards designed specifically for this project, displaying imagery from Jimin's career, from his earliest days to where he stands today, creating a continuous visual narrative of 13 years of artistic growth and achievement. The entire Busan Sports Complex station was transformed into what is effectively a gallery, a retrospective exhibition covering the full arc of ParkJimin's career, installed in the subway station that every person attending the Busan concert will pass through to get to the venue. Every single army going to see BTS in Busan on June 12th and 13th will walk through that station. They will walk through Jimin's 13 years. And they will arrive at the concert having already been moved by what they saw. But this project did not begin in 2026. And understanding that context is essential for understanding the full weight of what All for Jimin has created this year. The 200-meter full-wall wrap at Busan Sports Complex Station is not a new idea. It is the third iteration of a project that began in 2019, when All for Jimin received permission from the Busan Transportation Corporation for the first time in the station's history to use the space for commercial advertising. That first permission was granted to commemorate Jimin's 6th debut anniversary and his first fan meeting in Busan, and according to the Star News article, it garnered significant attention from major media outlets and became a hot topic that has since been referred to as a legendary event. The project was carried out again during BTS's yet-to-come in Busan concert in 2022, which was itself one of the most emotionally charged BTS performances ever, a free concert staged in Busan that drew approximately 100,000 fans from around the world and that served as a kind of unofficial farewell before the members began their military service periods. And now, in 2026, coinciding with Jimin's 13th debut anniversary and the Arirang World Tour's Busan homecoming shows, the project has been recreated for a third time, bigger, more technically sophisticated, and more emotionally comprehensive than ever before, with newly installed illuminated electronic billboards added to the existing wall wrap to make the display even more striking. This third iteration is special in a specific way that the previous versions were not. Because this time, the imagery spans 13 years. From the early career moments, the Jimin who was just beginning to find his artistic voice, who was learning what it meant to perform, who was figuring out how to take everything he had built at Busan Arts High School and everything he was learning as a BTS trainee and combine it into something singularly his own, to the present. The Jimin of 2026. The Jimin who headlined the FIFA World Cup opening ceremony. The Jimin who's Like Crazy became the first song by a Korean solo artist to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The Jimin whose stage presence was described by Rolling Stone as possessing a velvety voice and a nearly feline loverboy magnetism that stands out even in a group filled with virtuosic singers and strong presences. The Jimin who, during the North American leg of the Arirang World Tour, made a cowboy hat moment in Mexico City go globally viral, who brought 50,000 people per night in Tampa to their feet, who stood in the rain at Goyang and was called the god of the stage by K-Media. All of that, compressed into a visual journey that passengers at Busan Sports Complex Station walk through every time they pass from one end to the other. Jimin's 13 years. On 200 meters of wall. With 10 illuminated billboards adding depth and light and a sense of occasion that transforms a subway station into something closer to a cathedral. The messaging embedded in the project is worth discussing, because it is not just visual. All for Jimin included written messages alongside the imagery, messages directed specifically to Jimin, expressing the feelings that fans have carried with them through 13 years of following his career. Thank you for everything, and I will send you love and even more love. That is one of the messages. And then there is this, I want to know what I'm saying. Followed by, we meet again. The long wait is finally over, and we can meet again. That phrase, we meet again, is the one that has been making ARMY cry across every social media platform since the project was unveiled. Because it is not just a statement of fact about the upcoming concert. It is a reference to the years of waiting. The hiatus. The military service. The period when there were no concerts, no tours, no stages, just the music and the videos and the memories of what it felt like to be in a room while Jimin performed. And now that wait is over. The concerts are back. Busan is next. And ARMY is saying to Jimin, we meet again. After everything. We are still here, and we meet again. On Saturday, June 13th, BTS's official anniversary date, the group will be heading to Busan, South Korea for a homecoming show, and BTS ARMY across the globe are invited to watch. The boy band is hosting a global live viewing of their Busan Asiad main stadium gig, with the live streaming of the event taking place during the Saturday show. This means that the Busan concert is not just for the ARMY who are physically in the city. It is for every ARMY everywhere. The concert will be shown in theaters worldwide for one night only on June 13th, with BTS sharing the official trailer for the cinematic event to give supporters a glimpse of the explosive performance they can expect to see. The scale of that decision, to make the homecoming concert simultaneously a global theatrical event, reflects something important about what BTS and HYB understand about this moment. The Busan concerts are not just about the people in the stadium. They are about every person who has ever loved BTS, everywhere in the world, being given the chance to be part of the homecoming. And the Jimin Land project in Busan is, in its own way, communicating the same thing. The physical installation is in Busan. But the statement it is making, the love it is expressing, the 13 years it is honoring, that belongs to every ARMY everywhere who has been part of this journey. BTS Festa 2026 is turning into far more than an anniversary celebration. For ARMY, this year's lineup represents a full-circle moment as all 7 BTS members reunite to mark 13 years since debut, combining nostalgia with the promise of a fresh chapter ahead. And within that full-circle moment, the Jimin Land project at Busan Sports Complex Station is perhaps the most visually and emotionally concentrated expression of what this anniversary means. It is a retrospective and a celebration simultaneously. It looks backward, at 13 years of extraordinary artistic development, of chart records in critical recognition and global cultural impact, and it looks forward, at a Jimin who is still in the middle of what he is becoming, who told Rolling Stone in 2026 that he cannot quite think of himself as a pop star yet, who said someday with the kind of open, unfinished quality that suggests someone who still sees the horizon ahead more clearly than the ground beneath their feet. The Jimin Land project is also a testament to something that gets discussed a lot in the context of BTS fandom but that is genuinely remarkable when you look at it closely, the sustained, organized, deeply committed support culture that has built up around Jimin specifically. The Busan concert will also mark BTS's first show at Busan JiminJTS Stadium since announcing their temporary departure from music to serve their country. That context matters enormously. The last time ARMY stood in that stadium, the last time BTS performed in Busan, was in 2022, in the yet-to-come concert that served as both a celebration and a farewell. And between that moment and this one, all for Jimin kept showing up. They funded projects. They organized events. They maintained the physical presence of Jimin's image and name in the spaces that matter most, his hometown, the city that shaped him, the streets and stations and public spaces of Busan that exist in the background of who he became as an artist. They did not let the wait be empty. They filled it with love, systematically, persistently, in ways that cost real money and required real organizational sophistication, because that is what this fandom does for the person they love. And now, as the wait ends, as BTS returns to Busan, as Jimin prepares to stand on the stage at Busan JiminJTS Stadium and look out at 53,000 people who traveled to his city to see him come home, every bit of that sustained effort has converged into this moment. The 3 iterations of the Busan Sports Complex Station project. The 200 meters of wall. The 10 illuminated billboards. The messages about love and long waits and meeting again. All of it was preparation for this specific weekend in June 2026, when ParkJimin performs in Busan on the 13th anniversary of the day he debuted, and walks past, or drives past, or perhaps simply knows that it exists, a subway station transformed into a monument to his 13 years. It is worth noting what else is happening around this moment, because the Busan concerts exist within a context that makes them even more extraordinary. Following the June 13th show, the group will move on to stadium gigs in Madrid, Brussels, London, Munich and Paris before taking a brief break on July 19th to perform at the FIFA World Cup final halftime show at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey alongside Shakira and Madonna. BTS is performing at the FIFA World Cup final halftime show. The same event that Jungkook headlined the opening ceremony of in 2022. This time, all 7 of them together, at the halftime show of the final. And that engagement sits between the European leg and whatever comes next in a tour that spans 80 concerts across 34 cities in 23 countries. The scale of what BTS is doing in 2026 is genuinely unprecedented in Korean music history. And the Busan Homecoming, the anniversary concerts, the Jimin Land installation, all of it is both a pause in the middle of that enormous undertaking and a reminder of where everything began. Before the FIFA World Cup openings and the Billboard Hot 100 number ones and the Rolling Stone cover stories. Before all of it, there was Busan. There was a city that produced 3 of the 7 members of BTS. There was Jimin, training, learning, becoming. The messages that All for Jimin included in the Busan Sports Complex Station installation are the right messages for this moment. Thank you for everything, and I will send you love and even more love. After 13 years of watching someone grow from a teenager into one of the most significant performers in the world, what else is there to say but thank you? Thank you for every stage. Thank you for every moment of honesty in every interview. Thank you for pushing past what was comfortable to create something true. Thank you for the vulnerability and the discipline and the craft and the heart. And we meet again. After everything that separated them, the hiatus, the military service, the years of waiting, ARMY is standing in the subway station on the way to the concert and being surrounded by 13 years of the person they came to see, and the walls are saying, we meet again. The long wait is finally over. And it is. Trafalgar CEO Mark Allenby said in a statement about the global live viewing, marking the anniversary of the group's debut, "This special day gives fans across the globe a chance to celebrate, wherever they may be. Together with our exhibition partners, we're excited to make this event truly unmissable." Truly unmissable. That is the official description of the Busan concert and live viewing. And it is accurate. But the Jimin Land installation at Busan Sports Complex Station is its own version of truly unmissable, an installation that every concert goer will pass through, that everyone who travels to Busan for the anniversary will encounter, that has already generated enough media coverage and fan reaction to be discussed across every platform where BTS and Jimin are topics of conversation. This is what it looks like when a fandom loves someone for 13 years and then is given a moment to express the full weight of that love in a physical, public, undeniable form. 200 meters. 10 billboards. One entire subway station. One city that has been turned, for the month of June 2026, into a place where every wall says the same thing: ParkJimin was here. ParkJimin grew up here. ParkJimin changed the world from here. And we remember. We always remembered. We meet again. Korean media called it Jimin Land. And they were right. Busan belongs to Jimin this month in a way that is tangible and visible and documented and reported on. And on June 12th and 13th, when BTS takes the stage at Busan Asiad Main Stadium and Jimin looks out at 53,000 people in his hometown, he will be looking at a city that has been wearing his face for the entire month leading up to that moment. A city that never forgot him while he was away. A city that has been saying, through the work of the people who love him most, that the wait was worth it. That the love was real and permanent and expressed not just in streams and chart positions but in 200 meters of wall in a subway station in Busan, South Korea. Army always knew. The walls of Busan now agree. If this story moved you, if the Jimin Land project hit you the same way it hit me, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel so you are here for every moment of the Busan concert coverage, and drop a comment below. Are you going to Busan? Are you watching the live viewing in a theater near you? Have you already cried about the "we meet again" message? Because I definitely have. I read every comment and I want to hear from all of you. See you in the next one. Purple Heart.